Hey everyone, and a massive welcome to all our Genesis International College carpentry students. You are tuning in to your essential guide on site safety and tool maintenance, specifically focusing on Topic 4, Cleanup for Module CPCCCA3012. I'm absolutely thrilled to be walking you through this explainer today. We're going to take all those crucial protocols, compliance rules, and best practices straight from your learner guide and turn them into a clear, actionable roadmap. So grab your notebooks, get focused, and let's get ready to master the professional standards expected on every single job site.
Think of this explainer as your official study roadmap for mastering two absolutely crucial elements of your trade. First, caring for the site environment, and second, caring for your equipment. Look, we all know that after fixing frames and setting out wet area fixtures, the work zone fills up remarkably fast. Offcuts, screws, wrap, dust, it's everywhere. But how you handle that mess, that literally separates the amateurs from the true professionals. Genesis College has set a very high bar, and we're going to cover exactly how you meet it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is what we are covering today. 1. Why cleanup actually matters. 2. Managing specific site waste. 3. The daily cleanup routine. 4. Inspecting your equipment. And 5. Tagging out faulty tools.
Let's kick things off with Section 1. Why cleanup matters. Let's start with the macro view. Cleanup is about far more than just ticking some compliance box or doing a panic sweep right before the supervisor shows up. Your learner guide hits the nail on the head here. It says, a clean area keeps people safe and keeps new frames, flashings, and bases free from damage. When you're framing and fitting wet area fixtures, bathrooms, laundries, you're dealing with spaces that require a seriously high-quality finish. If you leave debris lying around, you aren't just creating a trip hazard. You are actively risking damage to delicate flashings or newly installed bases. Precision work demands a pristine environment, for sure.
What's really interesting here is how cleanup is framed as an active part of the construction process, not just some afterthought. Obviously, good cleanup supports safe work and clear access. That's your primary work health and safety duty. But practically speaking, it prepares the area for the critical next steps, like waterproofing and linings. It's like a domino effect. When you leave a messy site, you delay the waterproofers, which delays the tilers, which delays the whole shebang. Staying on top of your mess ensures you keep the job ready for the next trade.
Moving on to Section 2, Managing Specific Site Waste.
So shifting our focus to the specific materials you handle daily. Different materials require entirely different disposal methods, and there are strict rules governing how you manage them. Take treated timber waste, like your offcuts from H3 treated framing. You absolutely cannot put this in clean timber recycling. It has to go into a nominated bin or skip. Then there's fiber cement waste, the drilling dust and cutting residue. You've got to contain that dust right at the source and bag it according to the site environmental management plan. And adhesives and sealants? Always check the site rules or the safety data sheet, the SDS. You never guess with these. Oh, and under no circumstances can sawdust, slurry, or wash water enter the stormwater drains. Just don't do it.
Now, we really need to talk about dust control. I want you to pay very close attention to this. When you are cleaning up dust, especially dangerous cutting residue, there are approved methods and there are banned methods. Approved methods mean using wet methods or an H-class or HEPA vacuum. The banned method, dry sweeping. There is absolutely zero dry sweeping allowed under any circumstances. Dry sweeping just launches all those hazardous particles right back into the air you and your crew are breathing. It spreads like wildfire, and it's a massive health risk.
So the crucial point is that how you handle specific hazards directly impacts your health and the health of your team. Take silica dust from cuts, for example. You've got to seal it in a bag, dispose of it per site instructions, and wear a P2 mask or respiratory protective equipment. Again, no dry sweeping. As for blades, straps, and sharps, you need cut-proof gloves. If there isn't a dedicated sharps container available, you must tape over the blade edge before throwing it in the bin. Nobody wants someone reaching into a bin and coming out with a sliced hand. It's just basic consideration.
Let's jump to Section 3, the daily cleanup routine.
How does all this build into your everyday workflow? Well, cleanup isn't just a once-a-day task. It's an ongoing responsibility to keep the site highly functional and safe throughout a busy shift. Right from the start, during the work, and before you leave, you should be ticking off these habits. Keep walkways clear by stacking materials safely out of the path. Collect your fasteners as you go. Use buckets for screws so they don't become tiny trip hazards. Sort your waste into the correct bins. Protect finished surfaces using covers, and whatever you do, never drag materials across finished floors. And, as we mentioned earlier, strictly contain all liquids so zero runoff reaches the drains.
All right, Section 4, Inspecting your equipment.
We're bridging now from the overall site environment to the specific tools directly in your hands. The end of the shift is when most tool problems either get caught or they get ignored. I really want you to let this sink in. Caught means the next crew starts clean. Ignored? That means someone picks up a faulty saw tomorrow and doesn't find out it's broken until they are halfway through a critical cut. Your pack-up routine is literally the safety net for the whole site. You aren't stripping tools down to their components. You are simply doing quick, methodical checks for unsafe wear and damage.
Let's look at a really practical example, the circular saw. Every framing carpenter uses one. When packing up, you confirm the blade has no missing or chipped teeth. You check that the lower guard returns fully. Actually, scratch that. It doesn't just need to return, it needs to return smoothly without catching. A sticking guard is incredibly dangerous. You ensure the base plate is not bent and that the lead or battery shoe is intact. If everything moves freely and there's no damage, the tool is ready for storage. But what if it's not okay? If that guard sticks or the base plate is bent, you must tag the saw out of service and notify your supervisor immediately. No exceptions.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 5, tagging out faulty tools. The very moment you spot a fault, you follow this exact step-by-step standard operating procedure for tagging out. First, isolate the tool. Unplug it, remove the battery, or release stored pressure so it absolutely cannot operate. Second, attach a highly visible out-of-service tag. You've got to write your name, the date, the specific fault, and the action taken so there is zero mystery for the next person. Third, place the tool in the agreed quarantine area so it doesn't accidentally end up back at the workface. And finally, notify your supervisor and log the fault according to your site's procedures. And this brilliantly illustrates how a simple, consistent process guarantees everyone's safety.
So, what does this all mean? Well, it brings us to a final question you need to ask yourself at the end of every single shift. Will the next crew start clean or will they inherit your hazards? Mastering Module CPCCCA3012 isn't just about passing a test. It's about adopting the professional mindset that Genesis International College expects from every student. Taking care of your site waste and meticulously maintaining your tools, that shows respect. Respect for your craft, for your site, and for your fellow tradespeople. Keep that mindset front and center, and you are going to thrive on any job site. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and happy building.